Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Jaya Devagramaya Jaya Ho Sudarshana Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Jaya Gaurangi Dangloreshwar Jaya Gaurangi Dangloreshwar Jaya Gaurangi Dangloreshwar Jaya Gaurangi Jaya Vamana Deva Jaya Vamana Deva Vamana Deva Jaya Vamana Deva Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Ananta Deva Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Ananta Deva Jaya Goranitai Goranitai Jaya Goranitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacarya Ashtottara Sadasri Srimad His Divine Grace Abhay Charanarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai ISKCON Beauty Founder Acharya AC Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Nitya Lila Prishja Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacarya Ashtottara Sadasri Srimad His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai भक्ति देवी की जय भक्ति प्रदायिनी श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की जय गंगा माई की जय जमुना माई की जय प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण चंद्र गोप गोपिका राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की जय जय श्री सीता मैया श्री राम श्री लक्ष्मण श्री हनुमान की जय जय श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेवा सुपुत्रा महारानी श्री सुदर्शन चक्र की जय जय श्री श्री नवदीप मायापुर धाम की जय जय श्री श्री मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय जय श्री श्री पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय श्री श्री द्वारकाधीश धाम की जय श्री श्री साकेत अयोध्यापुरी धाम की जय समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय कलयुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन महायज्ञ की जय Srila Prabhupada Transcendental Books Distribution की जय all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to the assembled devotees all glories all glories all glories all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga all glories to Srila Prabhupada की जय निताई गौर सिद्धनाथ प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल दीपावली महामहोत्सव की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतेरुत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति निष्ठकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि श्री गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। Welcome you all in the morning session of Srimad Bhagavatam. And today we are going to read from chapter 18th of 4th canto, entitled The Creation of the Fourth Order. The canto is entitled is, and the chapter 18th entitled as Prithu Maharaj Melts the Earth Planet. And under that we are going to discuss and read text number 20th. So on behalf of ISKCON Seshadripuram, I welcome all of you. And today we are celebrating Deepavali Mahamahotsav. Wish you all the very best in Krishna consciousness on this very beautiful occasion of Deepavali Mahamahotsav. So let me share my screen so that we can proceed with. So wherever you are, you can recite it. Anye che maino mayam अन्तर्धानाद्भुतात्मनां मयं प्रकल्पं वत्सं ते दुदुर्धारणमय्यम् अन्ये च मायिनो मायाम् अद्भुतं नाम मायां प्रकल्पवत्सं ते दुधुर्धारणमायिम् अन्यचेमायिना मायाम् अद्भुतां नाम मयं प्रकल्प्य वत्सं ते दुदुः धारणामयीयम्. Synonyms, translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Anye, others, cha also, Mayina, mystic magicians, Mayam, mystic powers, Antardhana, disappearing, Adbhuta, wonderful, Atmanam, of the body, Mayam, the demon named Maya, Prakalpya, making, Vatsam, the calf, Te, they, Dudhuha, milked out, Dhar, Dharanam Mayam, proceeding from will. Translation. Others also, the inhabitants of planets known as Kim Purushaloka, made the demon Maya into a calf, and they melled out mystic powers by which one can disappear immediately from others' vision and appear again in a different form. Purport: it is said that the inhabitants of Kim Purushaloka can perform many wonderful mystic demonstrations. In other words, they can exhibit as many wonderful things as one can imagine. The inhabitants of this planet can do whatever they like or whatever they imagine. Such powers are also mystic powers. The possession of such mystic power is called Ishita. The demons generally learn such mystic powers by the practice of yoga. In the Dasam Iskandha, 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a vivid description of how the demons appear before Krishna in various wonderful forms. For instance, Bakasura appeared before Krishna and his cowherd boyfriends as a gigantic crane. While present on this planet, Lord Krishna had to fight with many demons who could exhibit the wonderful mystic powers of Kimpurusha. Although the inhabitants of Kimpurusha are naturally endowed with such powers, one can attain these powers on this planet by performing different yogic practices. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाखया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमः ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनामिने गौरतसे नमः पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते जयतां सुरतोपङ्गोर मम मन्दमतेर्गति मदसरस्वपादाम्भुजो श्रीराधामदनमोहनो दिव्याद्वृन्दरन्या कल्पद्रुमादौ श्रीमदरत्नागरा सिंहासनौ स्थौ श्रीमद्राधा शीलगोविन्ददेवौ प्रेष्ठालिभिः सेव्या मनोस्मरामि श्रीमनरासरसारम्भी वांसी वटतटे स्थितः कर्शनवेणुस्वनरगोपी गोपीनाथ श्रियेस्तु नः तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरि प्रिये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा. So once again welcome you all in the morning session of Srimad Bhagavatam, and today we are going to read from canto 4th, chapter 18th, entitled Prithu Maharaj Melts the Earth Planet. Under that we are going to study the text number 20th. So once again I will read the translation. Others also, the inhabitants of planets known as Kimpurusha, made the demon Maya into a calf, and they milled out mystic powers by which one can disappear immediately from another's vision, and appear again in a different form. Okay. So before getting into the details of this particular verse and the discussion, let's recap whatever we have understood from the previous verses. So, for those who haven't attended the previous verses, so they can be benefited from this recap. So, the story starts when Maharaj Prathu, enthroned as the king of this world, and then he inquired about the well-beings of the citizens in his kingdom. So apparently, the information that he received was indicating the well-being of the citizens. But when he inquired in depth, he came to know that people are not happy. And when he personally visited the kingdom in incognito, then he saw that people are emaciated, they are looking very thin and poor in appearance. So immediately he asked them that why the citizens are looking so, to his ministers. Then he understood from them that they are not getting enough food grains. So, what is the reason behind the scarcity of the food grain? Is it something which is happening due to the black marketing, or it is the inefficiency of the officials who are participating in the distribution system? So he came to know that it is because of the earth herself is not producing enough food grains so that food grains can be distributed equally among the citizens as they need. So when Prithu Maharaj heard about this, he became very angry on Mother Earth that why she is behaving in such a fashion. So when Prithu Maharaj became very angry, then he started thinking about killing Mother Earth. So when he started doing so, then Mother Earth immediately appeared as cow, and she, with folded hands, started praising Prithu Maharaj and tried her best to pacify him. So this chapter is talking about Mills, the Earth planet, and before that, in the previous chapter, Prithu Maharaj prayers, Mother Earth's prayers to Prithu Maharaj are there, where we can see that how Mother Earth is asking Prithu Maharaj to stop killing her, because that's not going to resolve anything, that's not going to solve anything, right? And she gave certain arguments in her support that she's a cow, she's a feminine representing the females, right? So she shouldn't be killed, because in Shastras it is mentioned that cow, brahmanas, right, and females, children, and elders shouldn't be killed. So she gave certain arguments in her favor, right? But Prathu Maharaj didn't get pacified by that. And he immediately took up his bow and arrow and aimed at earth, exactly like Lord Shiva, right? Who would destroy the whole world out of anger. So he was very angry, right? When earth saw that King Prithu has taken the bow and arrow, and then actually she became very afraid. And then she started to flee, right? And when Prathu Maharaj saw that, he again became very angry and his eye became red, right? And he is now the earth who is in shape of cow, was running hither and thither between earthly planets and earth, right? Whether so wherever she was running, so Prithu Maharaj was chasing her, right? And then Mother Earth said that, please, it is the duty of a king to save cows, brahmanas, ladies, or females. So please save me. And you are king is protector of all the living beings. And now you are king of this planet, right? So that's what Mother Earth actually started appealing to the king, Prithu. And she said that I am very poor and not committed any sinful activity. So why you are punishing me, right? And you are supposed to know of religious principle, and instead of that, you are behaving in such a irreligious way, right? So it is said in Shastras that even if a woman commit any kind of sinful activity, one shouldn't place hand on her, and what to speak of killing, you know, a woman. And then Mother Earth said that if you are going to kill me, right, then how can you protect yourself and subjects? Because if you are going to do so, then everyone in the who are residing on my surface, they will all fall into causal ocean, right? So how you are going to save yourself and your subjects? Then King Prathu replied by telling Mother Earth that you obeyed my orders and rulings, and in the form of demigod you accepted your shares of yajnas we performed, but you haven't produced sufficient amount of food grains, and for this reason I must kill you. So although these kind of arguments keep on going between them on this part, then Mother Earth spoke to King Prathu, Maharaj Prathu, that you are transcendental in your position, and by material energy you expanded yourself in various forms, because Prathu Maharaj is incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then Mother Earth says that unlike some other master, you always remain in your transcendental position, and you are not affected by material creation, and you are not bewildered by material activities, and you are the complete conductor of material creation. You have created this cosmic manifestation, right? And all these three gunas. And you are now present before me and killing me with your weapons. And there is no refuse where I can take shelter, right? And and tell me, I mean, who can give me protection? Then in this way, Mother Earth keep on, telling Prathu Maharaj that and pleading him that you are knower of the religious principles, so you shouldn't kill me, right? And I am also creation of your energies, right? And even the activities of your devotees cannot be understood. What to speak of your pastimes? Thus, everything appears to us are contradictory and wonderful. So there are many such prayers were there by Mother Earth. And then Mother Earth told that the very reason actually, why I have not given the enough food grains is because these food grains, right, are being used by non-devotees. And as far as I am concerned, I am not properly maintained, right? And I am being neglected by kings who are not punishing those rascals, those miscreants, those neon devotees who turn into thieves by using these grains for sense gratification, right? And consequently, I have hidden all the seeds, right, which were meant for the sacrifices. And in this line, Mother Earth continuing by saying that I inform you that you have to make the entire surface of the globe level, and this will help me even when the rainy season has ceased, because the rainfall comes by the mercy of King Indra, and rainfall will remain on the surface of globe, always keeping the earth moistened, and thus it will be auspicious for all kind of production. So when Prithu Maharaj heard these words from Mother Earth, right? So he immediately accepted those pleasing words of Mother Earth, and he then transformed Swayambhu Manu into a calf, because this was being told by Mother Earth that since I will be very affectionate towards my calf, right? So you can actually, your desire to take milk from me will be fulfilled, right? But there should be a calf, right? And that's why Mother Earth is saying that if you desire to relieve the living entity by supplying them the enough food grains, and if you desire to nourish them by taking milk from me, you should make arrangement to bring a calf suitable for this purpose, right? So generally, those who are from village background, they could understand this very clearly, that those who are milking the cow, milking the cows in Vedic way, right? So Vedic way is that the cow should be present in front of cow, and then the milkman actually milks the cow, right? Because it is said that when calf is present in front of cow, then cow actually lick the calf and love the calf, and out of affection the milks actually come out of the udder of the cows, and that's how that milk is beneficial for us to consume, right? Because nowadays nobody is looking into that aspect of milking the cow. Rather, we see that all the machineries are being used to milk the cows, right? And it is like forcefully taking milk out of the cows. And that's why that milk is not having that spiritual content in that. Rather, we see that for getting more milk from the cows, the various kind of hormones are given to the cows in form of injections, right? And that is not at all beneficial for us in physical well-being, and what to speak of spiritual well-being when it is totally being ignored by those who are milking the cows. So here Mother Earth is pleading to Maharaj Prathu and telling him that you should bring a suitable calf so that you can milk me, right? And then a pot also in which you can put the milk, and get our milk out of the cow. We need to understand that the milkman is also needed for that purpose, right? So to milk a cow, you need cow first of all, then you need calf, and then you need milkman, right? And then Mother Earth is saying that since I will be very affectionate to the calf, then your desire to take milk from me will be fulfilled. And then Mother Earth keep on telling, uh, you know, different pleasing words to King, and King accept it. And then, after hearing those words and accepting those words of Mother Cow, then Maharaj Prithu actually transformed Swayambhu Manu into a calf and milked all the herbs and grains from the earth in form of a cow, keeping them in his cupped hands. Okay, so you know, turned the Swayambhu Manu into a calf and then milked all the herbs and grains from the earth in form of a cow and keeping them in cupped hands. Okay, and others who were as intelligent as King Prathu also took the essence out of earthly planet. And indeed, everyone took this opportunity to follow the footstep of Maharaj Prathu. And they got whatever they desired from planet Earth. So in all these verses, previous to that verse, right, 20th verse, from 13, King Prathu actually milks the Earth planet, and from 14 till 19th, we saw that in 15th verse it is explained that all the demigods made Indra, the king of heaven, into a calf, and they milked the beverage Soma, or which is nectar, right? And similar fashion, the sons of Diti, so Daityas and the demons actually they transformed Prahlad Maharaj, right, into a calf, and they extracted various kinds of liquors and beers. And similarly, the inhabitants of Gandharva Loka, Apsara Loka, they actually transformed Vishwasu, right, into a calf, and they milled a lotus flower pot. Into a lotus flower pot, the milk, they drew the milk and put it into a lotus flower pot. The milk took the shape of sweet musical art and beauty, right? In the Gandharva Loka, we know that they are very expert in musical arts, right? So, in other examples, the Pitraloka, the inhabitants of Pitraloka, they transformed the, the presiding deity of Pitraloka, Aryama. They transformed Aryama, or they asked him to convert into a calf, right? And then they milk Mother Earth, right? And with great faith, they milled kavya, food offered to the ancestor, into an unbaked earthen pot. And similar fashion, the Siddha Loka, inhabitants of Vidyadhara Loka, they transformed Lord Kapila into a calf, right? And then they milled the, so how we understood what we understood from previous verses, that different inhabitants of different lokas, they also milked Mother Earth, and they transformed one or another, their important personalities into calf, and they started milking the Mother Earth, and they got the desired results, or desired things, desired items like mystic powers, right? And somarasa, or nectar, liquor, beer, right? So as per their desire. Okay. So now in this verse, it is said that other also the inhabitants of planets known as Kim Purushaloka made the demon Maya into a calf. So, so the inhabitants of Kim Purushaloka, they made the demon Maya into a calf. So he's the same demon, the Maya demon, who actually created, or he was the chief architect of Lanka as well. And it is said that he was also instrumental, or in the architecture of Indraprastha as well. So they made Maya into a calf, and they mailed out mystic powers by which one can disappear immediately from another's vision, right? And appear again in different form. So we saw that, different inhabitants of different planetary systems, they ask for different items as per their desire. So here they are the inhabitants of Kim Purushaloka. They also ask for one of the mystic powers. So it is said that there are around 8 types of siddhis or mystic powers, right? So there are those 8 types of siddhis are like anima, mahima, garima, laghima, prapti, prakamya, ishitva, and then vashitva, right? So one can become like a size of an atom, that is anima, right? One can become infinitely large size, that is called as mahima. One can become infinitely heavy, that is called as garima. Then one can become lighter than air, right? That is called as laghima. And one can instantly reach any place or attain any object's desire, that is called as prapti. And then object anything one desires, right? Then that is called as prakamya. And then ishitva is that you can create and control things, right? And have lordship over nature. And that is the main uh, attitude of the people, right? We want to control over the material nature, right? And then vashitva, then you can, by using this power, you can subjugate and control others, right? And even the forces of nature you can control, that is called as vashitva. So ultimately, this is what Prabhupada is saying here, right? That demons generally learn mystic powers by practice of yoga. And Dasam Iskanda of Srimad Bhagavatam, that vivid description, right? So how various demons took many various forms, right? When they came in, Gokul and Gokul to kill Krishna, right? So they took various forms like Bakasur, Aghasur, right? So they were using different mystic powers, right? And that mystic power was helping them to take any form, right? So Prabhupada is now saying here that although the inhabitants of Kimpurushloka are naturally endowed with such powers, one can attain these powers on this planet by performing different yogic practices. So these practices help one getting those siddhis, right? But or the divine powers or the mystic powers. But the aim of a devotee is not getting into this practice where they desire for any mystic powers or siddhis, right? And that's why in Chaitanya Charitamrita in Madhya Leela, right, it is said that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Ateva Shanta Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakaliya Shanta. So, because a devotee of the Lord is desireless, is having no desire, and that's why he is peaceful, right? And those who desire for material enjoyment, or you know, if you take example of jnanis, right? So they desire for liberation, and yogis actually they desire for material opulences or the mystic powers, as we just now discussed. So therefore, they are all lusty and cannot be peaceful. And since a devotee of the Lord is desireless, that's why he is peaceful. And the devotee of Lord has no desire apart from serving Krishna. Right? So even those so-called liberated people, they are also full of desires, right? And we know that in material world, everyone desire for better living accommodations or better facilities, right? And the jnanis, right? They want to become one with the Supreme, right? And yogis, they want, different mystic powers, right? And that's why all these non-devotees are lusty, kami, right? And that's why it is said that they siddhi, bhukti mukti siddhi kami sakali asanta. That's why they are always, having, they cannot have peace in one way, right? And Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, right? 5th chapter, 29th verse, that Bhuktaram yajna tapasam sarva loka maheshwaram suhradam sarva bhutanam gyatva mam shantim rachati. So this is the peace formula. The one who simply understand that in this entire universe, Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. He is the supreme enjoyer. and he is ultimate beneficiary of all kind of sacrifices, penances, austerities and whatnot, which is performed only to attain his devotional service. That Krishna is the supreme person and he is the proprietor of Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. He is the proprietor of all the material world. Sarvaloka Maheshwaram means proprietor. Sarvaloka means all the material world. And Krishna is the only Suhridam Sarvabhutanam. He is the only true friend of the living entities. Right? And one who understands these three principles, right? Then Krishna immediately give him this benediction that he becomes desireless, and then actually he become peaceful. So Krishna Bhakta knows Krishna as his friend and his protector in all aspects, in all respects, right? And one who is able to do anything. Krishna is the one who can do anything for his devotees. Krishna says, Kaunteya prati jani name bhakta pranashyati. So, a son of Kunti, declare this in the entire world, right? That my devotee never perishes. And since Krishna gives this assurance, then we should believe in this, right? And that's why the devotee lives in Krishna and has no desire for personal benefit. So here we see that, by performing penances, performing austerities, and performing yogic practices, one can achieve, you know, all kind of mystic powers. But at the end of the day, they can never give peace to anyone. So, only way by which one can become peaceful is by serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna. And then actually he will be having no desire, right? So, this is the target of a devotee. This is the ultimate aim of a devotee, that he go back to home, back to Godhead, right? And he is having that firm belief in all the situation that Krishna will protect me in all the difficult circumstances. So Krishna will give him protection. Right? Avashya rakhe Krishna Vishwasa Palana. So this is what Bhaktivedanta Thakur says, that he is desireless because Krishna will give him protection in all circumstances. It is not that he accept any assistance from Krishna, but he simply depends on Krishna as a child depends on the parents. The child doesn't know how to expect service from his parents, but he is always protected nevertheless. And this is called Nishkama, desireless. So, this is our ultimate aim, to become desireless. So, one may say that I have so many desires, I have so many, you know, things that I want in my life, then how I can become desireless, right? So this is again a formula is given in Srimad Bhagavatam, that is akamo sarva kamo va moksha kama udharadihi tivrena bhakti yogena yajet purusham param. So akamo means one who is having no desire, right? For him also. And then sarvakamo, akamo sarvakamova, one who is having all the desires of the world. I want this, I want this, I want that. Everything, that whatever he desires, right? He's having all kind of desires for that matter, right? Akamo sarvakamova, moksha kama udaradhi. Even somebody is having desire for liberation. Then intelligent person, udaradhi, what he should do? Tivrena bhakti yogena yajet purusham param. By all means, with intensity, one should get indulged in devotional service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yajet purusham param. So when one do that, right, with having all the desires in the heart, so what will happen in due course of time? All the desires will get purified, right? So how the desires get purified? Because right now we are thinking about our own sense gratification. But when we chant Lord's name, when we associate with the pure devotees of the Lord, when we hear about the glories of the Lord, when we hear about the pastimes of the Lord, right, then our chitta, our heart becomes purified. And with that purified heart, we don't desire for our own sense gratification. Rather, we desires about how to satisfy the Supreme Person, that is Lord Krishna. So, in this way, the desires are getting transformed where one does not think about satisfying himself, rather, he thinks about satisfying the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna. So, this is the ultimate aim of a devotee, that all his desires get purified, and that can only happen when one takes shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, with all faith. And with that firm faith, a day will come when all desires in our heart will get purified, and we will be totally into serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we should all pray, right? And on this very day, this is very auspicious day of Deepavali, right? So on this very day, we should pray intensely to Lord Rama, who is none other than Lord Krishna himself, right? So we should pray to Lord Rama that all our desires get purified and we can serve him with all attention and with pure consciousness, right? So with those words, I will stop here. If you have any questions, then I can entertain. I think we are good. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। अमर पुराण श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। श्रील गुरुदेव की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। निथाई गौर सितनाथ प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल।